the Daily News just got word that Carnival Cruise Lines has begun sending out termination letters to their crew members. And it's not altogether surprising, but it is painful. And in effect, a total of 7,000, yes, I did say 7,000 termination letters on Carnival's letterhead have already been sent out. They have effectively reduced the crew members by 8 captains, 5 staff captains, 5 GSMs, 6 executive chefs, 120 bridge staff, and 6 hotel directors. Those are the top positions that they have already sent out these termination letters to. It is a sad day if you think about it. 7,000 persons times 4. This is how I always do my impact assessment. For every one job lost, at least 4 persons are directly impacted. And of course, the ripple effect goes on and on and on. But this is where it is. And it is hard. It is hard for all of us who make our living in the travel industry. Now, just to share a little bit of what was said in one of the letters that came across my desk, it starts by saying, as we have recently discussed via telephone, the difficult decision has been made to implement job reductions within our shipboard team. Unfortunately, your position is one of those impacted, and this letter is to confirm that we are not able to offer you any future contracts effective September 17th, 2020. It goes on to say, while we cannot predict future circumstances, we believe this to be of a permanent nature. We deeply regret that we find ourselves having to make this decision. And it goes on to speak about the impact that the pandemic has had, refers them, of course, makes reference to their headquarters offices, and it speaks further about the financial situation that the company finds itself in and the efforts that they have to do to maintain stability. So this basically is really where it's at. And bear in mind too that Carnival Cruise Lines, have effectively sold 4 of their ships. In all, Carnival Corp has sold 18 ships. So if you think about it, just for Carnival Cruise Line alone, with a rotation of captains and hotel directors and shipboard crew and those who are on contracts ranging from 4, 6 to 9 months, they would certainly, having reduced the fleet by 4 ships, have to reduce the complement of the crew members. This is sad. And as we have seen, it is also said that Holland America, which is a member of the Carnival Corporation, will be also following suit with these job reductions. According to Jim Walker from Cruise Law News, there's so much more going on in this whole effect of the pandemic as it relates to Carnival Corp, and in particular Carnival Cruise Lines. The article posted on September 20th, 2020 states that many of the crew who were sent home on vacation expressed their frustration that they have not been employed over the last 5 or 6 months, believing that they would need to be made ship ready to rejoin a Carnival ship on short notice. And as such, one of those members who contacted the blog stated that Carnival did not notify him or her in April so they could find another job. But of course, I have to interject, because in April, Carnival nor the world could have imagined that this was going to be such an event. So, of course, the cry is this person feels that the company has abandoned both him or herself along with the family. And the cry is there are 2 small children and no money. I'm tempted to say, welcome to the results of this unexpected pandemic. Now, of course, in March of this year, Carnival Corporation laid off hundreds of employees due to the pandemic. And at that time, it wasn't even a pandemic. And Carnival eliminated and furloughed nearly 1,600 shoreside employees. And of course, reduced the compensation of many of those employees who were not terminated. So for persons who continued to work, they had to take cuts in their earnings, which, looking back now, was not such a bad thing. They still had a job. Now, the update from Carnival regarding its downsizing of its fleet. Carnival Corporation announced that it will be selling 18 ships, and that is from the entire corporation fleet. The Carnival Cruise Line will be and have already parted ways with the Carnival Fantasy, Carnival Inspiration, Carnival Imagination, and the Carnival Fascination. We want to confirm as soon as possible which ones will be heading to the scrap heap and which ones will be joining other fleets, because in the world of cruising, we've said it before, the age of a vessel for modern larger companies is a direct correlation as to the vibrancy, usability, if you would. But for other companies, these hand-me-down second-hand ships are quite up to amazing standards. A little tweaking here and there, and they make it their own. What we want to continue to impress on everyone, persons are making their own assertions as to the cruise lines and what's happening or what's not happening. But one thing that we need to realize is that for every day that a ship sits just docked out at sea without generating income, it's spending and losing money. So many times we look at it as money being lost because money hasn't been earned. But maintenance, upkeep, everything that makes the company viable causes cash to burn. And Carnival has stated that for the third quarter, they have burnt in excess of $770 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so that you understand that this is no mean feat, they are oozing money out of every possible area. And so, as any other business, the intention is to see how viable they can be. Of course, the sales for future cruises continues to go on. And as the writer for this particular article says, for persons who have had their cruises cancelled and have a future cruise credit, that means that Carnival holds on to the monies that would have been long deposited, long paid. The cruise line, Carnival in this particular case, is enjoying a free loan, if you want to call it that, from its many customers who have agreed to leave their monies with the cruise line and to sail on a future sailing. Of course, this does not go without a reward, because for each person who allows that payment to remain on the books, they in effect receive a future cruise credit, or FCC, of 125% of what they spent, which is a good deal. So you are 25% richer. Good time for you to upgrade to a different cabin category if you like. Add some amenities. But more important, whether you booked directly with Carnival or with your preferred travel provider, this is a good time to sit down and have that conversation, so you know that once we are sailing again, you are going to be enjoying the very best that your future cruise credit can offer. For now, this is where we put a pause on things. As I always say, so much happening in the world of cruising, even though the ships are not sailing. Remember to like our video, subscribe, and share, because at Share Fantastic Travels and Resorts Limited, we're truly all about the fun. Ciao for now.